I am the greatest.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
You won't do shit. Just stick and move. And waking you up and saying, now stick and move. Keep your hands up.
Welcome to a new episode of the Stick and Move podcast. I'm your host, Trey, here with my homeboy, Sam. And today we're going to have to talk. We're going to talk, is Floyd Mayweather the best ever? So, Sam, let's not keep the audience waiting. Yes or no, is Floyd the best ever? Tell me why. Yes, no,
Well,
and tell me why. Sorry.
Yes, I can't say yes or no right now.
Okay,
I have
all
to.
right. We only got a few minutes, so go ahead.
Yeah. I have to explain it.
Talk to me.
Look, despite what everybody says, the critics, that he was timing these guys out. He fought guys that were, past their prime or had just recently lost, whatever. Dude, we cannot argue the fact, bro, that he always found a way to win.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, when you get to a level in boxing where the crowd reacts because you got hit, that's how good of a boxer you are.
Okay.
So you know what, man? Now that I think about it, all the fights that I've seen Floyd, 20 years, bro, been watching this guy beat everybody that I said, whoa, this guy's gonna beat Floyd. Is he the best ever? I'm gonna say yes.
Ooh,
yes. I'm gonna say he is the best ever. Not just because he's undefeated, not just because he built this huge wealth with in boxing, the millions and the sold out crowds, everything he's done and fought all these champions and superstars, past their prime, after they lost, whatever the case may be. The fact is nobody beat him. Nobody beat him, bro.
Let me ask you a question. All right, and this is gonna sound weird, but it's gonna go somewhere. Let me ask you a question. Is Michael Jordan the greatest basketball player ever?
So far, yes, in my opinion.
Okay. Is Michael Phelps the greatest swimmer ever?
So far, he is, yes.
Hey guys, Trey here. If you love today's controversial episode and you want to see our channel grow, please drop a like, subscribe, and also comment. Sam and I are always going back and forth with those commenters on our controversial topics and opinions, and we love it so much. So go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe, most importantly, so our channel can grow and we can give you guys the best content as possible. Sam and I were always uploading multiple videos a week, and we want to continue doing that, and we need your help. So go ahead and subscribe, guys. And most importantly, like I always say, don't forget to stick and move, baby. Is Usain Bolt, is he the greatest, the fastest ever?
So far, yes.
If I was to tell you that those guys are the best at their sports, does that tell you Serena Williams, the greatest female tennis player of all time, arguably? If somebody said, like it was official, these guys are the best at the sport, are you okay with them being anointed number one of their sport of all time? Did you feel confident with it?
Yes.
Do you feel confident with that and Floyd Mayweather? If somebody said, went on a mountain on a granite stone and chiseled, the number one boxer of all time is Floyd Mayweather, chiseled in stone.
I'm going to say yes.
All right. Talk to me, brother.
I'm going to say yes. I mean, look what he's accomplished, man.
Okay.
Look at all the all the people he's beaten. Dude, I mean, his resume is probably the best ever. I mean, come on. I mean, who ever found an answer to beat Floyd? Nobody did. Everybody talked. Everybody had a plan. nobody could beat Floyd, bro. And, you know, the people would use the argument that he would run. I disagree, bro. I disagree. I believe that he mastered the you know, defense, but I mean, the guy would fight, and the guy has knocked out people, and his counterpunching is unbelievable, bro. His defense is unbroken. I mean, the guy just knew when to stand, when to move. He is the master of boxing right now. Well, you know,
Okay,
ever.
so a lot of boxing purists, you know, we got a lot of fantastic boxing historians, you know, following us on our podcast, and we love every single one of you, even the new people. And they're gonna jump at the screen at you and say, Sam, you don't know what you're talking about. What about Muhammad Ali? What about Sonny Liston? What about Marciano? What about Dempsey? And so on and so on. What about them? Why do they fall back seat to Floyd Mayweather when you have been, I'm putting on a little bit on a hot seat here, when you have been on our podcast saying that he did avoid certain boxers when they were chopping heads, like Pacquiao, and early on in their career, De La Hoya, and so on and so on. Doesn't that take into account his greatness? I'm not saying he's not great. Of course he is. But doesn't that take into account him getting into the ring when maybe he was not ready, but needed to prove himself versus other old boxers that went into the ring and challenged everybody whether they were ready or not? What do you say to those guys that would answer, that would respond to you with that kind of question?
I would say this, man. Nobody beat him, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no matter, they signed the contract. If he timed out Manny Pacquiao, if he avoided Margarito, you know, or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be, you know, remember, I do stand that he did lose the Castillo fight, even
Right.
though they gave it to Mayweather.
Mm-hmm.
But, bro, come on, man. I mean, how many times did he really lose in our eyes? Once?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe twice? I
Okay.
only got him losing to Castillo. I don't think that Chino Medina beat him in that first fight. I think Mayweather beat him both times.
For the Maidana fight, I actually kind of have it a split. I think it was literally the first 6 rounds Maidana won, and then the last 6 Mayweather pitched a shutout. And unfortunately, like we've always said on this podcast, you got to beat the champ, you got to knock him out, and so on. Maidana just, he almost did, but that phenomenal overright punch that he did on Mayweather, catching him,
Right before
but
the bell. Yeah.
right before the bell, Saved by the Bell. I understand what you're saying, that he is the greatest boxer of all time. We've had this conversation before. And in terms of the word boxing, the game, the spirit of what boxing is, to hit and to avoid being hit,
Mhm.
I got to agree with you. He is the greatest boxer of all time. But I kind of feel that when it comes to the legacy of who he is, bro, he's doing it to Tank Davis right now, where he's avoiding putting Tank Davis into the fire, maybe because of the economics. What did he always say? I'm paraphrasing, but he always said money over legacy. I know he had like a rhyming word with that. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. That the economics was more important than the legacy. And I'm not saying he's wrong, but when it comes to boxing purists, you know, when Mayweather got out of the pretty boy Floyd phase and became Money Mayweather, you know, he was very calculated in and out of the ring. And I kind of feel like, man, I don't know if I feel comfortable putting a boxer as the greatest of all time, the greatest ever, who times out boxers purposely for, you know, for like longevity and to pad stat his record. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on that. Go ahead.
Yeah, so taking advantage of the situation,
Hmm.
pretty much is what you're saying. Floyd did. He
And
took
look,
advantage. Go
I'm not
ahead.
saying that's not a genius move. It's definitely a genius move. But I mean, a lot of people would say, man, like he kind of changed the game to where now boxers are protecting. They're taking the blueprint from him and kind of, I mean, this is why we're seeing boxing fall apart. This is why HBO ran away. This is why Showtime ran away. This is why the Zone can't break 1 million pay-per-views anymore or 500,000 pay-per-views anymore, because these boxers are calculating their bouts and not just going after the big fish anymore. It's all being timed out based on what this guy has done. Maybe that proves his legacy as being the greatest ever. I don't know. Go ahead and finish your point. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, look, taking advantage of the situation, bro. I mean, why couldn't anybody else do it? I
I
mean,
don't
he
think that.
did it, bro. He sold out arenas, bro. He fought everybody that even if it took 7 years or whatever it is. I mean, we gotta understand this, dude. He beat Canelo, bro. He beat
Okay.
Canelo at a young
Hmm.
age. Okay, I'll give him that at a young age. But hey, nobody forced, dude. Nobody put a gun to these guys' heads, bro. To sign the contract. They signed, and that was it. They gave it their best, and they couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
We just did an episode. Is Rocky Marciano overrated? Right. And Marciano famous for the 49-0. And whether you want to give Floyd Mayweather 50-0 with Conor McGregor, that's up to you to decide. That's an episode for another day. Listen, bro. We still, even on that episode, you could look on the comments saying that Marciano was waiting out or fighting these older boxers that he was way ahead of. He was way younger and stronger than. Why are we giving Marciano the heat? Or not you and I, because you and I agree that Marciano is one of the greatest. Why are people giving Marciano the heat if Floyd Mayweather technically did the same thing, fighting a battered Cotto, fighting an aged out De La Hoya, fighting Pacquiao 7 years too late, avoiding Margarito before, Margarito, nobody wanted to fight him, and so on. The list is, since he became Money Mayweather, is kind of endless there. What is it that, why are we giving him the pass and not somebody else like Marciano or any other great boxers that actually got dirty?
Yeah, no, but I mean, dude, you cannot compare Floyd Mayweather's resume, bro, to Marciano. I mean, let's not forget, before Money May, we had Pretty Boy Floyd, and he was dynamic, bro. His speed, his agility, his defense. I mean, the guy was knocking people out when he was Pretty Boy Floyd. And I mean, the whole Diego Corrales fight. I mean, dude, that's when it all started, bro. That's when, yeah, that's like, hey, you know what? Floyd's for real. And at
Mm-hmm.
least in my opinion. Um, the resume, bro, the people that Floyd fought, man, it just cannot be disputed, bro. It just can't.
I don't know, man. I mean, Marciano, he fought Joe Louis, he fought Ezra Charles, he fought, I'm trying to think here, Jersey Joe Walcott. I mean, these were guys that on everybody's pretty much top 5, top 10 greatest heavyweights of all time, Archie Moore and so on, that he took out clean. And he struggled with some of them, and he just ended up, he figured out how to win the fight. Kind of like how the way you're emphasizing Mayweather figuring out how to go untapped against these boxers. Granted, it was a different time, but I don't know. If we're going to give Marciano the heat, I think it needs to go both ways. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I just think that Joe Louis was an old man already, bro.
Dude,
I
so are many of the boxers that Floyd Mayweather fought, man.
you think he fought old men? You think who was an old man that Floyd fought?
Maybe not so much old men, but guys that have already been well into their careers, like further along. De La Hoya was done, bro.
Okay.
Cotto was done. You know, Cotto after his fight with Margarito, I mean, I know he got revenge on Margarito. He was done. Shane Mosley was done already, man. You know, I mean, it was just, I respect Money Mayweather tremendously as a boxer. I got to give it to him. And I'll admit, when he was, you know, at his peak in the early 2010s, 2015-ish, around that time, you know, I was watching to see him get to lose. I'll admit that. But even then, at a certain point, I knew by second or third round, it was like, all right, this is the fight we're going to get, you know? But I don't know, man. I mean, did you really think when he was fighting Cotto, when he was fighting Mosley and these guys, Marquez, right? Made them all come up to his weight or go down to his weight. Did you really ever really think they had a chance?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I did not,
Yeah.
because there was always some kind of caveat. Marquez had to go up. Canelo had to dehydrate himself. I mean, have you ever seen Canelo at that weigh-in, bro? When he weighs in with Floyd Mayweather. For some freaking reason, Mayweather actually looked bigger than Canelo in that ring. I mean, Canelo looked like a skeleton, you know? He looked like he was in bulimia. You know, there was always something going on when it came to fighters finally being able to fight Mayweather. Now, granted, I'll give him this. You're right. They signed a dotted line. It was a big payday, 100%. But I think there is.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let me say something though, bro.
Talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
Who is better than Floyd, bro? Look, I'm not going to describe to you a fighter out there that fits a perfect record, that fought everybody in their primes, that stayed undefeated. The question today is, is he the GOAT? Yes, he's the GOAT. Whether you like who he fought and how he fought, that's something else to talk about. But is he the GOAT compared to everybody else that's already taken losses and had flaws? And Marciano fought what, 3 great guys? I mean, regardless of how you see his opponents, bro, nobody beat him. People couldn't touch him. People, you know what I'm saying? When he would get smacked, people would go nuts. That's how great of a fighter he is. I mean, he fought champion after champion after champion after champion. And it probably doesn't fit the description you want to consider somebody to be the greatest. But right now, with what we have, who knows what's going to happen with Haney? Who knows with Crawford? But as of right now, Mayweather's the greatest, man. He's the greatest boxer. Whether we like it or not.
Now, most people, they're either going to say, yes, you're right, Sam. Money Mayweather is the greatest. But I believe that the majority of people will probably say Muhammad Ali is number one. So why and how? Because you've stated on this podcast that Muhammad Ali is the greatest. I mean, after all, that is his nickname. How did Floyd Mayweather leapfrog Muhammad Ali from our last podcast to today's podcast? Not to put you on the spot.
Yeah, no. It's okay. I think he's fought way more opponents, more champions than Muhammad Ali did. He's undefeated. Dude, his defense, he wouldn't get hurt like Ali did. Nobody's ever dropped Floyd. You know what I'm saying? It's everything he's accomplished, man. He just couldn't be beaten, and that's where I stand.
So let's take it into accountability then. If he fought the guys that he fought 2 or 3 years earlier, when everybody was asking him to do that, when everybody was asking him to fight Cotto before the Margarito fight, or Margarito, or Pacquiao, when Pacquiao was chopping heads, or Marquez, when he was before his major battles with Pacquiao, how would he have done against those guys? Top of their game. What do you think?
I have no idea. I just don't think that he would have been. Look, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to
to
be
me, bro.
honest. I think prime Pac would be Mayweather.
Yeah.
You know, if they were both in their prime Manny Pacquiao, prime Mayweather, I think Manny Pacquiao would have won. That's just my opinion. And I have issues. I have issues with the whole De La Hoya Mayweather fight. You know, I got to rewatch it. But when I saw it, I had De La Hoya up. Only De La Hoya gave up those last couple of rounds. But the fact is, bro, he won them, and nobody beat him. But yes, if he would have fought everybody in their prime, maybe he wouldn't have been undefeated. But it is what it is. You know,
What I loved about Floyd Mayweather, and like I said, when I was watching him back then, I'll admit I was one to watch him lose. But honestly, bro, I knew they were all gonna lose. I knew that nobody had a chance. I remember I was already a Canelo fan. He fought, we're from the border of Mexico and Texas. We heard about him even way before he was starting to make his mark. When he was still 17, 18, 19, at least for me. And when I saw him in that weigh-in, bro, look as skinny as he did, I was like, oh, he has no shot, at all, to be honest with you. I didn't think any of these guys had their shot when they fought him. There was just always something going on. But, bro, when he got into that ring with them, I even think, if I'm not mistaken, he is the most accurate puncher of all time. To me, that warrants more of him being the great. I'm okay with him being the greatest because not only was he hard to hit, but his ability to counter and his accuracy.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It was spectacular, brother. It was spectacular to just to witness. Even if you were a novice boxing fan, or you would take your girlfriend to go watch a fight and maybe she wasn't really into it, she would even recognize, like, did he even get hit, or did he even miss a shot, and so on. I mean, he made a lot of boxers look silly, so I can understand why people, and to me, is he the greatest boxer of all time in terms of the definition of what a boxer is? I have no problem putting him number one in that aspect. But the overall picture, because let's face it, to be a boxer, also, it has its own meaning now. It's not so much the definition of defense and jabbing and sparring and everything like that. It's what you bring into the ring, who you're fighting, how the fight ended, and so on. Let me ask you this question. Our viewers would hate us if we missed this question. Did his undefeated record ruin boxing, in your opinion?
I think it did. I think it did because everybody wanted to follow. Everybody's trying to follow the whole Mayweather being the best ever. Everybody's trying to be the best ever, and they believe being the best ever is being undefeated. I mean, Devin Haney commented on that, saying how that keeps fighters from fighting each other because nobody wants to lose their zero. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think it did. I think it did ruin it. And I that's why I love comeback stories. You know what I mean? Like Manny Pacquiao, even losing and winning and losing and winning. Tio losing to Cambosis, then beating Josh Taylor. I want to see Errol Spence come back. I want to see other fighters, even after a loss, to come back and win. It's a beautiful thing. So I do believe that being undefeated, that what Floyd did, being undefeated, it kept a lot. It did ruin boxing because it kept a lot of boxers from fighting each other.
You know what's funny? If Floyd Mayweather would have had his undefeated record as his style as Pretty Boy Floyd, I am more than convinced everybody, I don't want to say a consensus, but a lot of people would have Floyd Mayweather the greatest because he did, before the money time, he was in the center of the ring at all times, getting into phone booths and brawling and fighting. And maybe that was not the best strategy. I mean, like you and I, when you and I had our episode, I think it was our first or second episode, Castillo beating
Yeah.
Mayweather. You and I both. I think I had
I saw it.
Mayweather.
Yeah.
I think I had Mayweather winning by a point, if I'm not mistaken, and you had Castillo winning convincingly.
Yes.
You know, even the rounds that Mayweather won, it could have gone the other way versus the
Yes.
rounds that Castillo won handily. But that's a conversation for another day. But actually, we already had that conversation. But if he would have gone 50-0 with the style that he had before he changed completely, I think a lot more people would be like, yeah, I think he would be more highly regarded as the greatest boxer of all time. You have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree 100%. I feel that a lot of people don't have him as a pound for pound, the best ever or the greatest of all time because they don't like who he is. They don't like his
Mhm,
attitude. They don't
mhm.
like how he timed out fighters, which is understandable. Everybody's making that argument. Everybody will make that argument. But you know, he had a style, bro, that nobody could beat.
Mhm,
Nobody had the blueprint.
mhm.
Castillo got really close, and maybe a lot of people don't agree with me, but one other fight that I felt got real close, but Mayweather still won was the Cotto fight. I've never
Yeah,
seen Mayweather so hurt.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've never seen
And
him so hurt. Go
and that's
ahead.
another one. That's another one where he caught Cotto already like a different
Yeah,
fighter,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
then just
yeah,
imagine if Cotto was at his peak
yeah,
when everybody wanted it. I mean, they were only a class away from each other,
yeah.
you know? Um, One other thing I want to bring up, and then we'll wrap up here is he was never undisputed. I mean, he was a lineal champ, where you beat the champ to beat the champ, whatever. But he was never undisputed. Does that weigh into his greatness?
And, well, I mean, that's what separates him from like a Manny Pacquiao.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And some other fighters. Like Crawford. Two times, right, undisputed. And a lot of people consider Crawford being something greater now.
Hmm.
No, bro, he was unbeaten, man, and his style, his defense, was unbreakable.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He fought everybody that was put in front of him, not at the time that we like it, but he fought champion after champion, and there's no hating on it, bro. He got his
That's
titles, and he did what he had to do.
a
He
lot of
managed
people.
his career, his
He
own
definitely
career.
did. You're definitely right about that. But a lot of people say that's why he never challenged for the undisputed title because there are other boxers that were chopping heads in those divisions that he was like, you know what? I'd rather move up than actually test myself against that fighter and then wipe out the next division or get close to it. I mean, what do you say about people that say that about him not being undisputed?
I mean, what can we say, bro? Did we want it? Yes. Did we
Well,
get
look,
it?
I mean,
No.
we call out new boxers today when they're not, when they're jumping classes or when they take a mandatory fight because they don't want to lose their WBO or WBC title. I mean, we kind of question them. Why is
Yes.
this different?
Look, bro. This is me. This is me. This is just my opinion. Okay, I don't know
Great
about
conversation,
everybody else.
man. I love this.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
conversation.
I don't know about anybody else.
Hmm.
For me, what made Floyd Mayweather, the best ever, the best boxer ever, is not about the titles, bro.
Hmm.
The guy went in the ring, made every fighter look stupid, outboxed everybody, the best defense, plain and simple.
Yeah,
I don't care if he tried to do a Roy Jones and go to light heavyweight, do this, do that. I don't care. At least me. It's just me. He went in and he beat everybody, 50-0, bro. And
right.
and he made the most money, and everybody came to see. Everybody came to watch. I think a lot of people just don't like him. They don't like
Yeah,
his attitude. They don't like his dad. They don't like, whatever. But it was, for me at least, what made him, in my opinion, the best ever is how he boxed.
okay.
Plain and simple.
I'm going to close with my final thoughts very quickly. Like I mentioned already 3 times. when he was at his peak, I was watching to see him lose. And as I've gotten older, more mature, I kind of wish I would have seen him in the light that his fans do, you know, because I think I would have appreciated him more. I was the antagonist in this episode purposely. And but I'll say this, I don't have a problem with him if somebody was to anoint him the greatest boxer of all time, because exactly what you said, look, it was an accomplishment just to hit him clean, especially when he turned to that money time. And that's exactly what he was. Um, so I'm going to end it at that. I'm okay with him being the greatest of all time. I don't really have a problem with that statement. So do you have any, we'll end it there. So do you have any final thoughts with our audience out there?
Yeah, look, when it comes to career, if I
Yeah.
was given a choice, whose career would you have loved to have?
Mhm.
Would it, and honestly, just so people can understand where I'm standing. Floyd Mayweather, undefeated, champion,
Mhm.
awesome, made the most money ever. But I would have loved Manny Pacquiao's career, bro.
Mm.
Because I mean, that guy. I saw Mayweather throughout his career, but Manny Pacquiao was the excitement of my youth, bro. Watching boxing, that guy was just fun to watch. Uh, uh, um, 8 division champion. I mean,
Mhm.
the guy fought everybody. He still wants to fight the monsters today.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
and I could make the argument too that he is the greatest. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the question today's episode is Floyd the GOAT?
Mhm.
And being undefeated, the way he boxed, the people he fought, not like how we wanted, but you cannot knock him, bro. He
Yeah.
he didn't get beat. That's about
I
it.
know I know I gave you the final word, but let me ask you one more question. Is him doing these exhibitions ruining his legacy?
I think so, bro. I think
Got to be,
so.
bro.
Yeah, because he fought some guy from Japan or something or China, I don't know where, and he just he looks he looks it looked bad.
Mhm.
He got clocked, and if you're a Mayweather fan, like it's like Manny Pacquiao. I don't want to see him get beat anymore, bro.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
Mayweather doing these YouTube things. I mean, I understand he's making hundreds of millions of dollars. I get it. But, bro, sit down.
Mhm.
Enjoy your life.
Mhm.
If you're a billionaire, bro, what are you doing?
Mhm. Mhm.
Risking your life, bro. Somebody's gonna catch you and you're not gonna come back from it. Does it hurt his legacy? Um, no, it doesn't hurt his legacy, but it does make him look bad.
If he gets
He looks desperate, bro.
if he gets caught, you know, because he's been getting caught a couple of times
Yeah,
against the
yeah,
YouTube
yeah,
guys. If
yeah.
he actually gets caught and gets starfished out, Marquez and Pacquiao style, what does that do? I mean, you already said his legacy is getting tainted a little bit. What does that do to his overall legacy, though?
Bro. If he gets flatlined, bro,
Like
and we
Bernard
have,
Hopkins when he flew out the
yeah,
ring.
yeah. If he gets flatlined, all right. I'm talking about flatlined. You're
Yeah.
talking Paul Williams. You're talking about Marquez versus Manny Pacquiao. If he gets
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
flatlined, bro, I think it will hurt his fucking. Yeah, it will hurt. Sorry, it will hurt his image, and there's gonna be the casuals and new fans that are gonna be like, how's he the greatest?
Mm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it could hurt him, man. I think it's a bad idea.
All right, so we'll end it at that. Sam, you have anything lastly to say to our audience out there?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody that likes and comments on our channel and subscribe to our channel. I really appreciate it. We appreciate it. If there's anything y'all guys want us to talk about, just put it in the comment section. We can make an episode.
Absolutely, guys. Actually, that's what Sam and I need help on. We need more top threes, top fives, fantasy fights. Throw them in our comment section. That's what we need. And we'll end it at that. And like I always like to say, don't forget to stick and move, baby.
I am the greatest.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
You won't do shit. Just stick and move. And waking you up and saying, now stick and move.